Tester, Evaluator, and Grandpop welcome you to a WiseHooter Learning video. We're going to have so much fun learning together. So, let's get started.
Toby was angry. He said he was done with school. He craved being 2 grades up after a week. He said he was done with his grade and class. He concocted elaborate reasons to avoid returning to school, staging dramatic protests by throwing himself onto the floor. His mother, grandparents, and older sister all attempted to persuade him, but Toby remained stubbornly miserable and angry. He missed the joy of playtime and the comfort of home. He focused on the perceived hardships of school, magnifying small inconveniences into insurmountable obstacles. His family, initially patient, began to feel the strain of his constant resistance. They were unsure how to break through his wall of negativity and remind him of the good things school offered. But one thing was certain: everyone has to go to school. Each morning became a battle of wills, with Toby digging in his heels and refusing to budge. One day, Grandpa even carried him out to the car. He would cling to the school's doorframe, wailing about mean teachers and that he won't step foot into his class ever again. The 2 school principals even came out on different days to help Grandpa talk to Toby about entering the school. They were very nice. The teachers and principal even let him spend time in a special therapy room to calm down. But he still cried while laying on the floor. Toby stayed mad despite encouraging talks from teachers in the therapy room. Eventually, they got him to calm down and go to class each day. His mom tried gentle coaxing, reminding him of his friends and the fun activities they did in class. His older sister, trying a different approach, shared her own past struggles with school. She told him how she had overcome her fears and eventually learned to love learning. But Toby remained unconvinced, his face a mask of stubborn defiance. He insisted that school was a terrible place, filled with boredom and unfair rules. One morning, he even pretended to have a tummy ache, clutching his stomach and groaning dramatically. His mom, sensing his performance, gently felt his forehead. "Toby, you don't have a fever," she said softly, her voice laced with a hint of exasperation. "I just don't want to go," he wailed, collapsing onto the couch in a heap of despair. His grandparents, witnessing the daily struggle, exchanged worried glances. They remembered their own school days with fondness and couldn't understand Toby's aversion. His sister, leaning against the doorframe, sighed. She knew that forcing him wouldn't work, but she also didn't want him to fall behind. The family felt helpless, trapped in a cycle of resistance and frustration. They wondered if Toby would ever change his mind and embrace the opportunities that school offered. He wouldn't be able to go into the therapy room at school forever. Each day, the conflict escalated, leaving everyone feeling drained and defeated. Toby's initial reluctance had morphed into a full-blown rebellion, and his family was at a loss. They desperately searched for a way to reach him, to unlock the door to his heart and mind. They wanted to show him the joy of learning and the value of friendship. But for now, Toby remained steadfast in his refusal, a small boy standing firm against the world of school. The house was filled with a sense of unease, the unspoken question hanging in the air: how long can this go on? The family continued to try different tactics, from rewards to gentle discipline. They read stories about brave children who overcame challenges and found success in school. They even tried to make learning fun at home, turning math problems into games and reading aloud together. But Toby remained resistant. his mind seemingly closed off to any positive influence. He would often retreat to his room, burying himself in his toys and ignoring their pleas. His family worried about his future, about the opportunities he was missing. They feared that his stubbornness would hold him back and prevent him from reaching his full potential. Despite their best efforts, Toby's aversion to school only seemed to grow stronger. He became more withdrawn, more isolated, his world shrinking to the confines of his home. The family felt increasingly helpless, their attempts to break through his resistance proving futile. They longed for the day when Toby would finally see the value of education and embrace the joy of learning. But for now, they were stuck in a seemingly endless cycle of conflict and frustration. The weight of Toby's resistance hung heavy in the air, casting a shadow over their home. His family felt like they were walking on eggshells, afraid to say or do anything that might trigger another outburst. They missed the happy, carefree boy they once knew, the one who loved to laugh and explore the world around him. They hoped that one day, Toby would find his way back to that joyful spirit and rediscover the magic of learning. But until then, they would continue to support him, to love him, and to never give up hope. They knew that deep down, Toby was a good boy with a kind heart, and they believed that he would eventually find his way. They just needed to find the right key to unlock his potential and help him see the world in a new light. The family continued their efforts, searching for a solution that would bring peace and happiness back into their home. They knew that it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to never give up on Toby. They loved him too much to let him continue down this path of resistance and unhappiness. They remained hopeful that one day Toby would embrace the opportunities that school offered and thrive. And so, the family continued their daily struggle, their love for Toby, their guiding light. They faced each day with renewed determination, knowing that their efforts would eventually pay off. They believed in Toby, and they knew that he had the strength to overcome his challenges and succeed. They just needed to help him find his way, to guide him towards a brighter future. And so, the story of Toby and his battle with school continued, a trial of stubbornness versus the reality of what must happen. Despite Toby's best efforts to avoid school, fate intervened in a way no one expected. A massive snowstorm unexpectedly swept in, shutting down the school for an entire week. Initially, Toby reveled in his freedom, enjoying endless hours of play and relaxation. He built snow forts that rivaled castles, had snowball fights with his sister, and drank hot chocolate. He watched cartoons until his eyes crossed, and ate cookies until his stomach ached. However, after only a day, a strange feeling began to creep into his carefree existence. He felt a pang of loneliness, a quiet echo in the house that even the cartoons couldn't drown out. He missed the boisterous laughter of his friends during recess, the shared jokes, and the games they played. The house felt too quiet, the days too long. By the third day, Toby found himself thinking of his teacher, Mrs. Davis, and her engaging stories. He remembered the way she made history come alive, and how she always had a smile for everyone. He even missed the smell of crayons and the feel of construction paper between his fingers. The colorful drawings he used to make now seemed like distant memories. Toby realized, with a growing sense of clarity, that school wasn't just a place of rules and lessons. It was where his friends were, where he belonged, where he learned and grew. The snow continued to fall, blanketing the world in a thick, white silence. But inside Toby's heart, a A different kind of transformation was taking place. He started helping his mum with chores, not because he was asked, but because he wanted to. He folded laundry, set the table, and even tried to help with the dishes. He read books to his sister, using different voices for each character. He made her laugh and forget about being stuck inside. He even started drawing pictures of Mrs. Davis and his friends, imagining them all together in the classroom. He drew them laughing, learning, and playing games. When the snow finally cleared and the sun peeked through the clouds, an announcement came. The radio crackled with the news everyone had been waiting for. School was reopening. Toby was overjoyed. He jumped up and down, a huge grin spreading across his face. He eagerly rushed to the car, a stark contrast to his earlier protests. He was excited to see his friends, to share stories of his snow day adventures, and to learn something new. He couldn't wait to tell them about the snow forts and the cartoons. He couldn't wait to see Mrs. Davis and tell her how much he had missed her stories. He had a new appreciation for her and for school in general. His earlier resistance was completely forgotten, replaced by a genuine enthusiasm for learning and friendship. He buckled his seatbelt with a smile, ready for the day ahead. As he walked through the school doors, Toby realized that sometimes a little distance is all it takes. Sometimes missing something makes you appreciate it even more. He saw his friends and ran to hug them, laughing and talking all at once. He was so happy to be back. And sometimes a snowstorm can change everything. He realized that school was more than just a building. It was a community, a place where he belonged. He walked into the classroom with a newfound sense of purpose. He was ready to learn, to grow, and to be with his friends. Mrs. Davis greeted him with a warm smile, happy to see him back. The classroom buzzed with excitement as everyone shared their snow day stories. Toby listened intently, eager to hear about their adventures. He realized that even though he had enjoyed his time off, he was glad to be back. He was grateful for his friends, his teacher, and the opportunity to learn. As the day went on, Toby participated in class with enthusiasm. He raised his hand, answered questions, and shared his ideas. He felt a sense of accomplishment and pride. He had learned a valuable lesson during his week off. He had learned the importance of friendship, community, and learning. He knew that he would never take school for granted again. He was grateful for the opportunity to be there. As the school day came to an end, Toby felt a sense of contentment. He had a great day, and he was excited for the days to come. He walked out of the school doors with a smile on his face. He was happy to be back.